Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-August 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Aquarians out there. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Shuffle it up here one time and see what we got as we move through mid-August, please, my guides, talk to me. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the Aquarians, please, my guides. Talk to me. Those of you new here, I only read jumpers. That's why I do these little shuffles. And there it is. Wow. Okay, so we do have some sort of aspect of time here. This does feel very spiritual and dreamy as well. This is one of the more complicated, deep, nuanced oracle cards in the whole entire deck, and it does also speak to the illusion of time, which is always interesting. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about it. So in the background, you see this beautiful, colorful, sunset looking type of vibe. I always say it's very etheric. We have this lady, it looks like she's meditating or praying or even taking a little nap, right? So to me, this is that beautiful, dreamy, etheric, imaginative energy that I've been seeing in a lot of the air signs in recent weeks. It's showing up for you once again. So this can speak about a bigger interest in spirituality or being much more sensitive to subtle energies, whether it's energetic connections you have between people or the energy of places you're in. But when we have a clock front and center in a card, we have to really respect that symbolism. Now, for some of you, you might be waiting on something. You might be waiting on something or someone. You might feel like you're wasting time away. Time is always subjective, especially whenever I see it in a reading, because there's some people out there, they feel like, all right, where has time gone? Where have the years gone? Where has this year gone? It's already August. Some people feel like time is dragging, like, oh, it feels like I've been waiting forever and ever and ever. So for whatever it is you're going through in this time, the illusion of time is being called into question for one reason or another. So take that for whatever it's worth to you, whether you are waiting or whether time is moving faster. Maybe Spirit wants you to reflect on the construct of time itself. Let's get into tarot. I feel like I could talk about that card for 10 minutes on its own. But yeah, we're going to get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. And yeah, the first card, it never makes or breaks the reading. It's just a footnote. Interesting one this week, though. Shuffle it up here one time, get you your 3 cards. And guys, talk to me about Aquarius. And while we do, let's talk about last week's reading, which was a bit of a doozy, if I do say so myself. It was titled, They're a Mess, right? And not saying that someone's a messy person. They never do the dishes. Maybe for some of you, who knows? But the big vibe I was picking up in last week's reading is that someone's mental space may have been quite cluttered, or like how they're thinking, how they're acting. It just seemed like very erratic to me last week. So hopefully you haven't been going through too much stuff, my friends. We're going to hope for some optimism and positivity this week, though. Let's get you your 3 cards. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe and story or someone you're linked to. Let's get you 3 cards. What do we got? All right, first card popped out. I did the very first shuffle. Okay, 8 of Cups. Okay, moving away from something, moving towards something. To me, this is a neutral action card. It does classically represent somebody walking away from something, but in the position, the first position, it's moving towards the rest. So let's see what we got going on here. Thank you. Hermit. Very interesting. This does feel like a little bit of a blockage here, my friends. This feels like a little bit of a blockage. Let's get you one more. I don't want to speculate on it a little. All right, yeah, here's more of that sleepy spiritual energy showing up here. Aquarius, it happens every week when I do your readings. It's always like so many messages packed into one. We got the 4 of Swords on the back end. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get that juicy intuitive stuff. Super spiritual type of energy in this week's spread. Like I said, the big connection to the finer subtle energies. I'm feeling it still. But let's go at first glance before we go through one by one. We have several different elements showing up here. We have cups, we have swords. To me, these are the two cards that represent the inner world. So for a lot of you, there could be a lot of intense inner world action going on. We have the Hermit in the center. So there's a lot of stuff contending here. We have action, we have no action whatsoever, and they're on the opposite sides of the Hermit. So are you choosing something? Are you deciding, like, how should I respond? How should I act? But the way the energy is flowing before we go one into one, this Eight of Cups seems like it's walking into this Hermit. This feels a little blocked up to me. But let's go through. Position number one, Eight of Cups. To me, you see this person, they're walking away from the cup. So yes, classically, this could be somebody walking away from something. You may have identified an issue, a situation, or a problem, and you might want to resolve it or walk away from it. But to me, I always say this is a neutral card of action and movement itself. So in the context of this spread and my style, some of you really might be planning or contemplating, at the very least, making some sort of action or making a move to better your situation or yourself, whether it's moving past something or moving towards something. So we're going to really need to see what's up with this Eight of Cups. There's also a moon depicted in here, so there's a little bit of mystery. And I could say the same with this Hermit and this Four of Swords. There's a big mysterious energy afoot here. Hermit in the center. And to me, this Eight of Cups feels like it's moving into a brick wall when it's walking into this Hermit type of energy. Especially like with the two on either side, like, should I go? Should I stay? Should I make a move? Should I keep things the same? When the Hermit shows up, there might be something you're retracting from or pulling back from. So if someone's making moves towards you or actions towards you or energy towards you, you might be recoiling here. This could be blockages in communication. This could be misunderstandings and miscommunications here. So talking could really be at the forefront. But I am getting that blocked up type of feeling. There's positives with this Hermit, though. It's a wise card. So this is a card of wisdom. It's a card of knowledge. Deep spiritual energies flow through this card. Some of you might just be a Virgo, right? You might have Virgo placements. You might be connected to a Virgo. But this Hermit could be a key card within this reading. So we're going to revisit that for sure, okay? Because it could be either a blockage or at the very least a problem or issue that you're going to be contending with or are contending with. Now, moving to the very back end, try to straighten these out. It's not as easy as it looks, my friends. We have the Four of Swords. This card does connect with the sleep realm. So we've been seeing this like nighttime, sleepy type of energy, this etheric vibe since the very beginning. The Four of Swords, a person is literally sleeping there. So for some of you, this could be an interest or practicing meditation, mindfulness, altered states of reality could even be with this card. This is one of my cards of the paranormal. So whether it's an interest in paranormal things, a sensitivity to paranormal things, you might be having more experiences with the paranormal with this card, but it is at rest. This card is not moving. So if you're not having issues with everything I spoke about, if you're not having sleep problems or weird, funky dreams, this card is somebody like either saying, I need to chill, this needs to stop. Like this could be something stopping, okay, or just staying still, not progressing. So it's totally opposite of this Eight of Cups. So we got an interesting one on our hands here, Aquarius. We're going to put this Four of Swords back down. I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, I'm going to get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. Let's see what we got for Aquarius, my guides, please. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Eight of Cups. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Eight of Cups time. What's this action about? Thank you. Eight of Swords, flight response. Flight response right here in the front end. There might be something you feel like chained down by, or there could be someone that is feeling like hindered or chained down by. We have the Eight of Swords in the upright underneath this Eight of Cups. I've seen this alignment in another spread. I think it was the Aries reading. So if you're connected to an Aries, you might want to check that out. But the Eight of Swords to me is a fleeting energy. It could be a card of nervousness, anxiety. So just like we saw in last week's reading where someone's mental state isn't the best, it's still kind of showing up here again, like where someone's thought process just isn't clicking right for whatever reason. But I am kind of getting that flight response where, yes, we do have this blockage here where somebody's trying to flee a problem or flee an issue or a situation. Like, it does feel like that to me right here. And I got that for you a couple of weeks ago as well, that there could be certain situations popping up. And I'm getting somebody not really wanting to face it head on. But with the way this energy is flowing with this Hermit, this person might be forced to face it head on one way or another. So whether it is a problem, an issue, a situation, that's just the vibe I'm getting here. Now, you may have identified something that is a challenge or a problem, and you know what needs to be done about it. But we're going to have to see how the rest of this plays out to really get more closure on it, because I see this energy, this Eight of Cups, fleeing this Eight of Swords, which is generally a good thing. But I hope this isn't someone leaving a problem unsolved. Okay, that's another vibe I'm getting here, aside from a flight response, somebody like leaving something unresolved. Let's move in on the Hermit. Only take it for what it's worth. But just know, if you're having issues with somebody, if none of that other stuff hit and you're having difficulties with a specific person, their mind might not be in the right place at this time. Okay? And I'm not saying that with any judgment or anything. Let's move in on the Hermit. There's something about their thought process. Let's see what the Hermit has to say. Yeah, no. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse underneath this Hermit. No, you got to face this. You got to face this. Like, you can't run or hide from this. That's just the vibe I'm picking up here, Aquarius. Take it for what it's worth. The Knight of Swords in reverse. Like, there could be something you're wanting to do as well. I know that first message, that's the first thing that popped off into my head, and it links to what we're getting here. There might be a problem, situation, or issue that you got to face it, or you got to clear it up. Like, there is no glossing over it. There's no pushing it to the back burner. It's something that needs to be handled. There's an importance to it. So this could be a warning about that. Like, whatever it is you're going through, if you're struggling with anything, whatever it might be, this could be an important warning that, like, listen, you cannot gloss over this. You have to get this sorted. Like, that's just the vibe I'm picking up here. Whether you're sorting it within yourself or with another person. I know Aquariuses are going through a lot of things, but there is importance here. This is a card that represents you. Okay, the Knight of Swords. So when it shows up in reverse, usually one of the fastest cards of progression moving forward. In reverse, it's not going nowhere, especially under a card like the Hermit. So there could be something that needs to be faced head on. And once again, I'm getting that vibe. Whether you're blocking something or someone, maybe someone's blocking you. Like, there is this big blockage of energy where it's like, like this energy is trying to move. It's trying to move. And this Hermit, Knight of Swords in reverse is like, nope, no. Like, stay there. So I want to go in on that Four of Swords. I mean, take it for what it's worth, Aquarius. I'm just telling you what I'm feeling here. Let's see what's up with the Four of Swords. If it's not hitting for you in any sort of way, you might have an interesting week ahead of you, or you could check your other alignments. But let's see why that Four of Swords is here. Also, lots of sword energy showing up here. Lots of mental energy, just like we had last week. So why is that Four of Swords here? Thank you. Four of Wands in the upright. Yeah, letting something blow over. Okay. Yeah, this is somebody possibly trying to let something blow over. We have the Four of Wands in the upright, the good old 11-11 card. Okay, this feels okay to me. This doesn't feel bad. I feel a lot of you could, if you are struggling against anything where it feels like you're walking into a wall or talking to a wall, where there's a lot of problems and it's just like really difficult, you could really find the answers via meditation or going within here. And I know that's something that probably gets oversaid quite a bit in tarot readings. I really feel that here because we have the repeating fours, right? We got repeating eights. We have tons of repeating numbers here this week, and they all kind of link together. Fire-air combination, that's explosive energy. So I'm catching that aha moment. When we get the Four of Wands, I always call it the 11-11. The number signs, the synchronicities, it's spiritual. This is also a celebratory card. People celebrating a victory of some sort. So whereas we do have these problems and these issues that I was warning about in the beginning, back here on the back end says, like, listen, it can be resolved, not just by waiting it out. You can't just wait things out sometimes, but the answer can and will come to you. You just have to do a little searching to figure it out or slow down. And we did have this time, right? Slowing it down. Like, slow something down and really figure it out. Because the Four of Wands is telling me that everything will be okay in the end, which is a beautiful energy for us to end off with, right? The Four of Swords, Four of Wands. Everything will be okay in the end. You can figure something out. Let's go through and do a quick recap here, because whatever is going on here isn't permanent, that's for sure. But let's go through before we get the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, number signs galore. We got repeating 8s, we got repeating 4s, very spiritual energy, especially with the Hermit. But position number 1, we have the 8 of Cups with the 8 of Swords. I'm getting the energy of a flight response. Somebody like trying to flee something. There could be somebody you're connected to. If you're having issues and problems with them, they might not be of the most solid mind state at the moment. Like, this could be someone whose like mind is a little messy, just like we saw last week. It's showing up here once again. But this is something that needs to be faced, whether it's a problem, issue, or situation that you've identified already or will identify. It's something that needs to be resolved. It's something that can't be glossed over. The end result's going to be good, but in the center we have the Hermit with the Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I was getting blockages, right? Like somebody blocking, so you might be blocking someone out or vice versa. But the big thing I was picking up there was like, nope, you got to figure this out. You're not going nowhere. Like, this has to be resolved. It has to be figured out. And it was also an energy of importance, right? So I did feel like it was a little bit of a warning about the importance of figuring this issue or problem out. On the back end, we have the 4 of Swords with the 4 of Wands in the upright. Not the energy of somebody waiting something out, but there is a victory or a win or a payoff in the end. With all the number signs and synchronicities, there's so much intuition here. With the fire-air combination on the back end, going within could really help you navigate and solve any problems. Slowing it down and really thinking it over, okay? Because the solution can come to you, and it will come to you. Just go within for it. Let's get you a shadow card. Lots of energy of meditation and altered mind states here. With the first card, the Hermit, now this. Very interesting. Let's see what we have in the shadows for you. Let's get a shadow card for Aquarius. What's in the shadows for my friends? And I always like to pull this shadow card at the very end real quick, just to put the icing on the cake. I feel like it's a nice thing to do. So what's in the shadows for my Aquarians? Whether it's a shadow within yourself or something you don't quite see. Okay, only take it how it applies. What's in the shadows? Thank you. All right, yeah, we have the 9 of Cups. This is generally a happy card of celebration, wish fulfillment. This could sometimes be spirit saying, be careful what you wish for when the shadow side of this shows up. But one thing I do need to mention with this is a card that is very welcoming, loving, and accommodating. So in this time, don't let anybody walk all over you. And be kind to people, of course, but don't be too kind, right? Like, that's a shadow side of this card, where somebody is too welcoming, too warm, too inviting, and people could take advantage. So watch out for stuff like that, specifically in this time. But another warning with the 9 of Cups, aside from the 2 things I just mentioned, is not to overindulge or over-party in this time as well. Any overindulgence could lead to making problems worse. So Aquarius, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. For the August subscriber surprise, I'll be picking 3 winners for 3 different tarot decks. It will be a winner's choice this month. So if you want the Gilded Tarot, it's your choice. If you want the Witches Tarot or anything under $40 US, 3 winners will be chosen. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments what you think is the best use for tarot. Speaking to spirit, shadow work, inner work, confusion, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, in August, I'll announce the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. I'll see you soon.